echoing with overlapping talkings and faint grinnings of hundreds of students. That's how a cafeteria of a college should look like. And that's where you were, sitting in the cafeteria around the table with your three more friends, enjoying the meal when suddenly your friend Hannah spoke up. Well, guys, I must say, you guys really got something to be called fate. She exclaimed and looked at you and then at Taeyong, who was sitting across the table. You raised your gaze and looked at her as you got what she meant. Hannah, let's eat first. You whispered near her as you didn't want the topic that she was keen to talk about to be discussed. Wait, Ryan. Just think how easy it would be for you two to dance together. I mean, you guys are friends. You know each other. And look at me. I'm the dance partner of that rude and arrogant guy. She spoke in a bit frustration, making you sigh. You raised your gaze a bit and tried to take a glance of Taeyong, who was having his meal nonchalantly as usual. Hannah, I guess you are right. It's for sure an advantage for Taeyong and Ryan that they are partners in dance. Jimin, your another friend, suddenly made his way into the conversation that you and Hannah were having. And as you heard the words partners and advantage together with Taeyong, all you wanted to do was scream loud that it wasn't an advantage for you. Rather, in your perception, getting Taeyong as the dance partner was the worst you imagined. For you, even sitting and eating in front of him for 25 minutes of lunch was the toughest task of your day. Then dancing with him was way more distant. Your mindless heart always raised whenever you confronted him. And the reason of your nervousness in front of him was his perfection in literally everything. He was so perfect that you couldn't even imagine that he was the member of a small friend circle of a timid girl like you. You heaved a sigh and closed your eyes for a moment when you suddenly heard the bell ringing, indicating that the lunchtime was over. And when you opened your eyes again, you found no one beside or across you except Taeyong, who was waiting patiently for you to finish. Where are they? You involuntarily spoke and looked at the vacant seat beside you. They've gone, Ryan. They were getting late for the class. He spoke up in a calm tone, making you look at him. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm done. Let's go. You spoke in an apologizing tone and got him from the seat. It's okay. He nodded his head and got up from the seat as well before walking towards the exit. You heaved a sigh and followed him quietly. Ryan, we are going out for a walk. You wanna come? Hannah spoke up while we all were standing outside the class as our professor was absent. You and Jimin? I asked and raised my brows, making her nod. No, I don't want to come. You guys may go. I spoke and shook my head a bit. Then are you going to stay here all alone? Jimin asked, making me turn my head towards him. And as I was about to reply him, Taeyong suddenly spoke up. No, she won't be alone, Jimin. I'm staying here with her. He spoke up and looked at Jimin. Oh, okay guys, enjoy. Jimin spoke and smiled joyously, making me smile back. Ryan, should we head towards library? Taeyong asked as soon as Jimin and Hannah left, making me look at him. Huh? Oh yeah, sure. I nodded my head and flashed a slight smile, making him smile back. Wow, Ryan, I'm so excited for our trip. Hannah shrieked and wiggled her body as soon as we got on our college bus. Yeah, it would be our first visit as archaeological scholars. I too agreed with her as we were heading towards an ancient historic site to study it. By the way, Ryan, how's your practice going? She asked, making me look at her. Practice? I asked and raised my brows. Yeah, dance practice. She spoke, making me suddenly feel low. Oh, what about that? I sighed and dropped my shoulders down. Why? What's wrong? She asked as she read my expressions easily. Everything is wrong, Hannah. I practiced yesterday with him, and you know what? I couldn't synchronize with him even a bit. I spoke and let out my despair with a shivering breath. Don't worry, Ryan, you'll be able to do it. She spoke in an optimistic tone and patted my shoulder. No, Hannah, I can't do it. You know me well. I don't have even a bit confidence to stand with him and dance. And look at him. He is literally an idol of confidence. He deserves someone better than me. I uttered in a low voice and dropped my head down. It's okay, Ryan, don't worry. She again spoke and sighed. He's working too hard for this competition and I'm surely gonna ruin it. I let out a heavy breath and shifted my gaze to the fascinating views outside. So students, are you all ready for your study? Professor Gong asked in a raised voice as we all were standing in front of him at the site. Yes, sir. All of the students replied him in a synchronized voice while giving a nod. Okay, so we'll meet here at sharp 6 p.m. Don't get lost and be here on time. He further gave you instructions, making all of you nod your head. Okay, good luck, kids. Professor Gong cheered you all up and left. So we four would be together? Hannah asked as you, Hannah, Jimin and Taeyong were standing together in a group. I guess so. It would be easier if we studied together. Taeyong suggested and nodded his head, making you all nod your heads too. Okay, let's go then. Fighting, guys. Jimin spoke up in a cheered up tone and started walking, making you three follow him. Hannah, I'm going there. I spoke up as I pointed my finger towards a particular location while looking at Hannah. There? Don't you think it seems quite abandoned and run down? I don't think you should go there. It might be dangerous. She spoke up as she looked at the area where I pointed, making me follow her gaze. And it was really looking pretty shabby and wobbly, but I cared less about it and looked at her. It's okay, Hannah, I'll be cautious, don't worry. I replied to her and smiled a bit, making a sigh. Well, if you want to, then go. She spoke up in a defeated tone, which made me chuckle. Bye. I waved my hand and left for the area I wanted to study. This monument is really old. You amazed as you looked around the old and ancient rocks used in the building. It's best for archaeological studies, you murmured as you walked further. And as you stepped on the old and rickety stairway, the rock beneath your foot lost its place suddenly, which made you tumble on the stairway. You flinched and tried hard to get your balance again, but you failed to do so and finally fell from the stairs. You screamed out as you, after several twirls on the stairs, stopped as you collided roughly with the wall. You yelped and grabbed your leg tightly as you felt a sudden unbearable pain in your foot. You squeezed your eyes tight and cried out more as the pain increased several times in few minutes. The increasing pain soon made you realize that you got your one or two tarsals cracked for sure. But you all of a sudden wide opened your eyes and looked towards the stairway as you heard a noise coming from there, as if a big rock was tumbling on it. And as you feared of, a huge rock was tumbling over it, or better say, it was following the path that you just covered, which simply meant that it was going to collide with the wall as you did minutes before. You tried to get away from the wall as you soon noticed that the rock was going to hit you, but you couldn't move even an inch due to your injured foot. You widened your eyes and then shut them close as the rock, after rolling many times, hit the wall with enormous force, making a loud echo. You again yelped as you opened your eyes and found your injured foot trapped between the rock and the wall. You mustered up all your shattered strength and tried to pull your foot, but you couldn't as it was badly aching. Also, the rock didn't allow you to. Help! You inhaled deeply and tried to shout out loud, but it merely came as a faint whisper as your breathing was unusual due to the pain you were in. You closed your eyes as you gradually started feeling dizzy, and within few moments, you finally lost your consciousness. Vayan hasn't come yet? Hannah asked as soon as she came out and joined me and Jimin standing there with the rest of our classmates. No, she hasn't. But wasn't she with you? Jimin asked her back, making me look at her. Yeah, she was with me, but only until 4:30 or something. I didn't see her after that. She replied and shook her head a bit. Then where she must have gone? It's 15 minutes past 6. She should have been here. I spoke up as I looked at my wristwatch and then again at them. Did she lose her way? Hannah uttered in a low voice with a little fright while looking down, making me look at her. Oh no, what would we do if she really has lost somewhere? Hannah suddenly looked up at me and asked as a pulse of panic flicked her. Don't worry, Hannah, let's go to find her. I spoke in an assuring tone to calm her panicked state. Why are there only 21 students? You guys were 22. A voice suddenly echoed, making me look at the front, only to find our professor standing there with a kind of list in his hands. Who hasn't come yet? He further asked and looked around us. Sir, Vayan, she hasn't arrived yet. Hannah raised her hand and shouted out. What? But it's already 6. Where she has gone? He uttered as his eyebrows furrowed deeper. Sir, I'm going to find her. I raised my hand and came out as I couldn't wait more by just standing there and doing absolutely nothing. But would you go all alone? He asked as he looked at me. Yeah, but it's okay, sir. I'll be alright. I assured him and bowed down slightly after earning a nod from him. Just where is she? I uttered desperately as I couldn't find her even after several efforts. I closed my eyes for a moment and heaved a sigh of despair as her naive and gullible face suddenly flashed in front of my eyes. Please be safe, Vayan. I let out a quivering breath and tightened my grip on the flashlight as an unusual fear was enveloping me with each step. I sighed heavily as my mind couldn't process anything anymore. The only thing that was rushing through my mind was Vayan, her safety and well-being. My feet continued to move until they decided to stop on their own as my eyes noticed a feminine figure on the ground. She seemed unconscious as her upper body was leaned to the wall. I tried to look at her face but couldn't as it was covered with a tousled hair. I took few deep breaths and stepped ahead. And with my hesitant moves, I removed her hair and gasped by seeing her face as it was Vayan only. Vayan! I shook her petite figure gently and sighed as she fluttered her eyelids. "Why, what happened to you?" I asked her as she opened her eyes and looked at me weakly. I fell from the stairs," she replied me and squeezed her eyes while groaning, which proved that she was in intense pain. "Let's go, Vian. Everyone is so tensed out there for you." I spoke up while holding her arm to lift her up. "No, Teo, my foot is stuck there," she replied to me in a feeble voice and looked at her foot. "Oh no," I gasped as I followed her gaze and found her foot between the wall and a huge rock. "Don't worry, Vian, just few minutes more," I assured her as I moved towards the rock to set her foot free. I mustered whole of my might in my arms and tried to displace the huge rock, and after several efforts, I succeeded. I looked at her while panting and whispered, "It's done, Vian," but she didn't respond as she kept her eyes closed, making me believe that she passed out. I inhaled and exhaled deeply for a few moments as I tried to calm down my paced up breathing. And as I got my state back, I moved towards her and lifted her on my back before starting running towards the exit. Taeyong entered the room in which you were admitted as the doctor left and permitted him to visit you. He walked towards your bed and sighed as he found you sleeping peacefully. He, without creating any noise, sat on the chair while looking at your face deeply. He dropped his head down feebly as something inside him gave a sudden twitch by seeing you like that. He shifted his gaze to your foot, which was plastered as you got your two tarsals bone correct. He heaved a heavy sigh as he wanted you to open your beaming eyes and look at him. He wanted you to talk to him, and he wanted you to share your pain with him. His heart was heavy as he was feeling dangerously unusual by seeing you hurt, and he knew well why that was so. He definitely wasn't unaware of a sweet and an untold emotion that he always used to feel around you. Taeyong, I uttered weakly as I opened my eyes and found Taeyong sitting beside me. "Vian, you are up?" he exclaimed as he heard my weak whisper and looked at me. "Are you still feeling pain?" he asked desperately, making my lips curve into a weak smile. I shook my head a bit, making him heave a sigh of relief. "Taeyong, I want to get up," I spoke while looking at him. "Oh, really? But would you be okay?" he asked me as he got up from his seat, making me nod. "Okay then, let me help you," he uttered as he leaned closer to me and helped me get up. "Taeyong, I'm sorry," I apologized in a low voice as I leaned back, making him frown. "Sorry? What do you mean?" he asked as he looked at me with raised brows. "Yeah, I should have been careful. My injury can affect our practice and performance." I spoke and looked at him as the annual dance competition was around the corner. "Vian, it's okay. You don't need to worry about those things right now. You should care for yourself. There are still few days in the competition. We can practice, and even if our performance gets affected, then it's just a competition, Vian, a mere competition. Don't stress yourself for that," he replied to me in a sincere tone, making me melt. And to be honest, that was the only thing that made him different from others. That made him the Taeyong he was. That made him the Taeyong whom I, to be accurate, respected the most. I couldn't resist myself from drowning in his deep and pacified eyes. He looked back at me and flashed a smile, making me smile back at him. "I try my best, Taeyong," I replied to him and looked down as I knew how important the competition for him was. Though he never told or showed me, but it was so sure for a dancing enthusiast like him. Now I guess you should take some rest. I take my leave," He spoke up and got up from the chair, making me look at him and nod in response. With a loud thud and a painful whimper, I landed on the ground third time as I was practicing in the dancing room all alone. I squeezed my eyes as a drop of tear escaped from one of my eyes. I couldn't bear the pain that my ankle was offering me, but I couldn't bear my performance getting ruined too, and that too only because of me. I again gathered my might and tried to get on my feet again, but this time my ankle gave up and couldn't hold back my weight, making me stumble. But before I could again meet the harsh ground, someone grabbed me firmly from behind. I looked in my bag, and beyond my imagination, it was Theo. He looked at me with his deep eyes, and to be honest, I felt a trance right at that moment. Even though he didn't utter a word till the moment, but I sensed a kind of disappointment in his eyes. "What were you doing, Ryan?" he asked as soon as he made me sit on the floor and sat down as well. I didn't respond to him and kept looking down as I didn't want him to notice my brimming eyes. "Ryan, are you okay?" he asked in a calm and composed tone, noticing my feeble figure. I squeezed my eyes to let out my tears and nodded my head. "Are you sure?" he further asked in a worried tone, making me look at him. I looked into his eyes and smiled warmly while nodding my head. "Well, let's get some rest then. I'm exhausted." He spoke and dropped his body on the floor, making me chuckle over him. "Really? And why you are?" I asked him as I too laid down beside him on the floor. Because I just came from the sports club," he replied to me, making me hum in response. "Ryan," he suddenly called me, making me look at him with raised brows. "Don't force yourself for anything, Ryan, even if that thing is the annual competition." He spoke up with closed eyes in a sincere tone as I kept looking at his subtle face. I repeated, "Ryan, don't put yourself in pain and sufferings for a mere competition." He further spoke and opened his eyes to look at me. I looked at him and found his eyes way more sincere than his words. I smiled a bit and nodded my head, making him grin a bit. "Okay, so it's decided that we are going to drop out of the competition, okay?" he asked firmly, making me hum slightly. "But Ryan, let's attend the event even if we can't perform." He spoke in a cheered up tone and sat up. I raised my brows and looked at him as I got up as well. "Yeah, we'd attended to watch others' performances. Like Jimin and Hana too are going to perform. We should cheer them up." He spoke while grinning from ear to ear, making me chuckle over his childish grin. "Yeah, I do guess so." I smiled a bit and gave him a slight nod. "Well, then should we go?" he asked me and stood up as he extended his hand towards me. I nodded my head and grabbed his hand, making him pull me upwards. "Would you be able to walk on your own?" he asked as he looked at my foot and then at me. "Yeah, I'd be." I responded him with a warm smile, which he sincerely gave me back. He nodded his head and started walking with me, with slow yet firm steps. The event was really radiant, isn't it, Ryan? Taeyong asked you as you both were waiting at the bus stop for the bus. Yeah, it was. You replied to him and nodded your head while looking down. And it was more fun watching that with you. He further spoke up in a calm tone. And to be honest, his calmness and nonchalance always made you feel something different for him. You looked up at him as a smile made its way on your face unknowingly. Is that so? You asked as you again looked down, making him nod. Taeyong, you called him in a lower voice while scribing something on the ground with your sandal. Yeah? he uttered as he looked at you with raised brows. You like dancing a lot? You asked him, making him smile a bit. Yeah, a lot. But why did you ask? He asked as he tried to look at your face. Huh? I just asked because you couldn't dance today because of me. I'm sorry for that. You chuckled bitterly and spoke up. Ryan, you know what? Sometimes I think that I'm so bad at expressing my feelings. He spoke up in a saddened tone, making you look at him with furrowed brows. What? I mean, why do you think so? You asked him as you looked at his deep face. Because I'm trying to tell you something from past few days through my actions. But I guess I couldn't do it that well as you didn't get it yet. He sighed and dropped his head down, making you way more confused, and your brows furrowed more. Like, I always wanted to tell you that the competition mattered to me the most, but not more than you. Like, I always wanted you to know that I like dancing a lot, but not more than you, Ryan. He spoke up in a firm voice, making your eyes glued to his still and stable face. He looked up at you and smiled a bit, making your inner self twirl with a slight flutter, and you too couldn't resist yourself from letting out your dwelling emotions. You gave him a soothing smile, brimming with much new feelings and emotions. And right at that moment, the bus came and stopped in front of you, making you both look at it. You again shifted your gaze towards him and found him heaving a heavy sigh. He didn't want to let you go at that moment, and his expressions were proving that prudently, without letting you utter even a word. He looked at you as you bid your farewell to him and turned around to get on the bus. He looked at your figure getting away from him, and he really didn't want that. He didn't know whether you accepted his feelings or not, and he wanted it to be confirmed right then. He suddenly got anxious and took a detailed glance of the bus through the windows to figure you out. And he smiled unknowingly when he spotted you out, sitting on the back seat and looking at him only with a smile inscribed over your face. You waved your hand at him with the very same smile, but it faded away when he suddenly rushed away. You frowned and tried to look for him outside the window. Huh? Where did he go? You whispered as you furrowed your brows. Are you looking for me? You suddenly heard a deep voice near you, making you turn your head towards it. Oh, why are you here? You asked as you found Taeyong standing in front of you. I don't know, I just felt doing so. He shrugged his shoulders and sat beside you, making you chuckle over him. And to be honest, his perplexed state deserved something more than that. But Taeyong, this bus isn't heading towards your house. You spoke as the bus started moving. I know, Ryan, but that doesn't matter to me right now. He replied to you, raising your brows. Then what matters to you right now? You asked playfully and looked at him. I guess it's being with you. He replied to you with a smile on his face, making your cheeks slightly pink. Ryan, let me ask you one thing. Do you want me to stay beside you? For now and forever? He further asked in a deep, firm voice, making you suddenly feel nervous. You sighed and hardly managed to control a throbbing heart before looking at him. Yeah, I do. You spoke as you gave him a slight nod, making him grin from ear to ear. And for the very first time in the past few minutes, he seemed relaxed and calm. He then shifted his gaze to your hand and smiled a bit before engulfing it completely in his wide one. looked at your intertwined hands and then at his eyes, which were brimming with completely new emotions. New for him and new for you too. You could see the future in his eyes, a future that was prettier than the prettiest and brighter than the brightest, a future that was waiting for you with its arm wide open. You smiled and finally closed your eyes to rest your head over his wide, broad, and supportive shoulder.